everybody. Welcome to this week's Love Bites Live with Dr. Girish Kumar. He's the founder and chief healing officer at Human Connect.
This is my wife, Juornal.
How to set healthy boundaries in a relationship. We got this topic from one of our Human Connect Soul family members, and we thought that why not discuss this because this is such an important topic, right, Girish?
Yes, as Jyotsna told people after last session, they were asking about how to have a healthy, strong boundary, how to communicate with a partner with not without hurting them. So it's all about the relationship is all about being a win-win, and that energy should help everyone to raise in a way that we are strongly we connect with each other. A relationship is all about connecting very deeply and being in that energy. Yes,
Yes.
Jyotsna.
So, like always, let's start with why. Because once our mind understands why we want to do something, if we have a strong reason, we will somehow create a way to make it happen. If the why is not strong, we won't do it. So let's first understand why these boundaries are really important.
So, see, two-person coming together, as I told, always it should be base should be love. When the love is there, some after some time of the relationship, what happens that there is a component called respect. Respect is taken for granted, and self-esteem has been questioned, and a lot of energy will be drained because the respect is not being given to a person.
Hmm.
So that is why this boundaries, we see that one of the reason that we should have boundaries, that each one's respect, each one's space is a difference when a two-person coming
Yeah.
into it.
And Girish, you always talk about the energy circle, right? And in
Yes.
that, we are the center of that circle. And only
Yes,
the second layer is our
it's your
partner.
partner. So if that center circle of us is not able to maintain that dignity or respect or divinity, whatever you say, if it is not taken care, that's where there comes anxiety. It will be
Hmm.
like a depression. People goes to depression, and certain people start to avoid the partner because they are not able to handle that because they entered into that space. So that's why the boundary is very important for
Yeah.
people to check very clearly.
I think also it's a way to tell yourself that you love yourself by
Yes.
honoring your needs. Because mostly when we enter into a relationship, we want to make that other person happy. Nothing wrong with that. But if we do that for a long time without honoring our own needs, then we end up being anxious, we end up being stressed, and it can
Yes.
even lead to depression. So, due to all these reasons, it's really, really important that we create some healthy boundaries, effective boundaries in the relationship so that you safeguard yourself, you take good care of your mental health, physical health, and all of that, and then extend that love to your partner also.
Yes, so that's why when people come here, they don't have boundaries. When I talk about boundaries and other things, they
Mm.
are not able to understand that. So I say that self-respect, love, love, love. Because if this love is not, you don't create love for you, it is very difficult to create boundaries. Yes.
Correct. Now let's look at this other important thing. Now you may be thinking that, you know, I know boundaries are important, but do I really need boundaries in my relationship? Everything seems to be going okay in my life. So why should I now bring another, create another new problem in the relationship when there is no problem already? If this is running in your mind, then we are going to tell you certain things and look at them as signs, okay? Look at them as signals. If you have any of these signs in your relationship, then it is probably time for you to create these boundaries.
So it's like it's very simple. Okay, so when we are together, we should see that what is bothering when I and my spouse is together. What is bothering me, or why when I am feeling drained energy, when I am feeling that disconnect.
Mm.
All these things are small, small signs that you should know that you should have boundaries.
Yeah.
So now you are planning something for your profession, and the spouse is coming and saying that no, that is blunder. Now again, that is going to
Suck your
drain,
energy.
suck your energy. Then you are not being given space and freedom to do what you want. Again, that put you down, like
Yeah.
that.
If you feel that probably you're constantly in the relationship, the other person is taking advantage of you, they are using you. If these kind of feelings keep coming up in your mind, then maybe you have not created a boundary, which is why people are taking you for granted. So that also could be a very important
And
sign.
yeah, other people taking your time, you're trying to say. Yeah,
Hmm.
so time again, that time is what everyone is having 24 hours a day. If
Yeah.
someone is training your time, you are not have boundaries with that, so that again it takes that energy away.
Hmm. Or if there's a lot of drama happening in your life.
That is a typical example that any dramas in your relationship, understand that you and your partner are having a relationship, you're not discuss the boundaries with it. It's very
Yeah.
clearly evident that if dramas are there, correct.
Yeah. I think very simply put, if your energy is constantly getting drained, it means that you are spending your energy sorting out your spouse's problems, or you're giving too much of your time and putting effort in the wrong areas, which is why you need to have these boundaries.
So now, Jyotsna, I think that we can divide into five thing, and when you can hear this, you can relate that where in your life
Mm.
you need boundaries. As we told and before, if everything is going fine, there is no need of boundary. If anything is bothering you and draining energy,
Mm.
so we are going to put boundaries. So we will
Correct.
go step by step. So first we can go with physical boundary, Jyotsna.
Yeah. So we are going to talk about five different types of boundaries, just so that it gives you a guideline as to how you can get started with creating boundaries. We just want to make it as simple as possible for you. So let's get started with the physical boundaries first.
So for me, physical boundaries means if I am meditating, I don't want my son or daughter or Jyotsna to enter into the room. So
Mhm.
that I know that people will know when I'm with the clients, I don't want them to enter into that room. So that is a physical boundary which I
Yeah.
have when I in my workplace. Not everyone can access my room. That is very strong. Unless I come out and that room is open, people can come. Otherwise, no.
Yeah, exactly. It can also be something that is giving you discomfort physically. For example, some people do not like public display of affection. Like at home, it's a different thing, but while going out, maybe your partner wants to cuddle you and hold your hand, but for you, it is very uncomfortable. So, certain things like that can also be discussed with your partner.
Then it can be like some partners had told me that wherever he or she wants, the partner also want to join.
Hmm.
See, that is again way of you are not giving the space,
Hmm.
okay, that physical space. You cannot join wherever your spouse is going, so you should also trust her. You should also understand that they have a personal life, they
Yeah.
have a space with her friends and relatives, everything. So this is
Hmm.
again, I had seen that people are talking about wherever I go, my spouse also want. You told that it is self love, and spouse is very important. Yeah, spouse is very important, but not that at the cost of your freedom.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
For some people, a friend of mine, she tells me that her mom-in-law has this habit of
Yes.
dropping by at very like odd times, like 2 o'clock. She'll be on a client call, and suddenly her mother-in-law, who lives in another part of the city, suddenly decides to pay a visit. It'll be nice if she can have that boundary with her husband, saying that tell your mom to give a call before coming. Something
Yeah.
small like
So
that
it's
can
only
also be.
happens when they are staying in the same city. Otherwise, they will say
No,
and
you
come.
never know. There could be
Okay.
people who come from another city without notice also. So
Okay. So
these kind
now
of
it is
things.
again, it is disturbing you then.
Yeah.
Otherwise, some people will have no issue that
Mm.
mother-in-law is coming or father-in-law coming. It's not that. So this is like a small thing of the physical
Yeah.
dimension.
I think the most important physical boundary that we should talk about, Girish, is getting physical when you are having a fight. What we mean by this is
Yes.
that you and your partner are having a talk, but very casually you may get hit by your partner. For them, it may not be like a big deal because that person has seen his or her father doing the same thing with their mother. But for you, it is entering your physical space, and you cannot tolerate that. So if something like that has been happening in your life, it is time to create that physical boundary with your partner and telling them that this is just not acceptable.
Yeah, this is a very important concept. What Jyotsna has now told, that is beating each other. That is very sensitive also. In when people come to me, this point I will be handling very carefully, because I personally feel that no one has a right to hit anyone, for that matter, even the children also. We don't have the rights to hit anyone. So if it is that, then please make a big issue out of it and see that how you can serve from that.
Yeah.
Next that we will go is that emotional
Boundary.
boundaries. See, nowadays I had seen people using abusive language very easily. Some people will be comfortable, some people will not be
Yeah,
comfortable.
we have seen some couples, both of them will,
That is
use
different.
cuss words to each other
Yeah,
very easily. If it's not a problem for them, it's okay. But if one partner feels hurt by hearing an abusive word, then that person should tell the other person that it's not acceptable. I also feel that, this is something that Girish and I created a while ago. So this, I'm sure a lot of women will relate to this. See, we girls,
what is that?
let me tell you. See, we love to discuss our problems, whatever is bothering us, with our partner.
Yes.
And men usually think that as soon as you hear that your wife is having a problem, you should come up with a
Give
solution.
yes.
But the point is, we just want someone to hear us out. We are not asking for advice or solution. Unless we tell you that, can you please advise me on this? It doesn't mean that we are waiting for an advice.
Correct.
So Girish used to instantly come up with solution, and I would tell him that wait, just listen to what I'm saying. That's all I want. And that's also actually crossing someone's emotional
Yes.
boundary.
So before I had what she's saying is correct, yeah. Because people come to me only for solutions.
Yeah.
So when Jyotsna came into my life, when Jyotsna is saying something itself, my mind said, this is the answer that I should give. So initially we had a problem. Before she said itself, I will tell this things. Now I don't open my mouth. I hear most of the time, maybe here or there, I will slip, but I consciously see that I don't open when she's bursting herself out.
Yeah. The other thing also from our example, before that, I want to know if you guys can relate to this. Please type I can in
Yes,
the
correct.
comments if you're able to relate to all these small little daily day-to-day things which can cause bigger problems if it is not addressed. The other thing, this is regarding Girish's emotional boundary. So when we are kind of having an argument sometimes, what happens is Girish likes to not be disturbed. If he's processing something, he likes to
Yes.
walk away and have his space and process whatever has happened. Whereas I like to talk, and resolve it. For me, I used to feel it is disrespect to go alone and process it. But once I understood that, Girish told me that, see, this is the emotional space I need to process whatever
So
has
for
happened.
yeah, what Jyotsa has told is correct, that some people will be like us. So Jyotsa is a person who immediate. For me, it is to reflect inside what went wrong, why I told like that, why she is telling like that, because this is not syncing with me. So I will ask my inner self whether what went wrong, what is the word that is triggering me, what is that energy, because I don't want to bring a conclusion immediately. Maybe it takes half an hour, 1 hour, or sometimes certain things I'm not able to handle. I just keep it away because it is disturbing my internal space, internal peace. Anything is damaging my peace, I see that. Let me reflect on it deeper level, because I don't want that to repeat in my life. That's the only reason that I see that I don't want. See, we can make mistakes so many times, but I feel that mistake should be one time, and that is what we should make ourselves sure that to go deeper in that process. So I don't want to hurt her again into that damage. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
correct. So unless he communicates that, I will not know that that's the emotional boundary he wants. So make sure you tell your partner that. And also, I feel in certain relationships, one person also always feels that they're getting blamed for everything.
Yes.
So if that is something that is bothering you, then you should tell your partner that, you know what, I cannot take any more blames, because if you blame, it's emotionally hurting me. So again, putting a boundary on getting blamed is also an example of an emotional boundary.
Yes. Next is sexual boundaries. Now, this is very important nowadays. Uh, People, when they are not able to communicate to the partner, what is the boundary, what when is yes, when is no. So this is a very important concept that we feel that the partner should openly tell what is okay,
Accepted.
accepted, what is not accepted.
Hmm. And I think uh, once a couple is married, a lot of them do not understand that even in a marriage, consent is really, really important.
Yes.
So if one partner says no, the other person has to understand that it is a no at this point of time. So respecting each other's sexual boundary is super, super important. And I also feel this is even more important, Girish, for a person who has gone through some kind of sexual abuse in the past.
Yes.
Because for them, maybe a particular way of touching or a particular position or whatever could trigger some past trauma.
Yes,
So,
till they get healed, I think
hmm,
that we should give the time or talk, make them understand, and do the same thing in a different way that can be replaced also. That also we can do and see, but all with mutual understanding and talking about that. If they say that it is triggering, that is our job is to talk
hmm,
about it and see that how it can be worked. Because see, always it is like each one needs. So some people, they are very strict with, they only have a physical relationship with only with the partner. Some people, it's depend upon the upbringing, bringing and the what value systems they have. So people who are like that, that is very difficult for them to, when it hurts no or else whatever it is, the partner should make them to understand what really that is affecting them. That is what very important after marriage, sexual boundaries.
yeah. The fourth type of boundary that you should definitely have are intellectual boundaries. So, whenever you feel that your ideas or your value or your opinions are not valued, and your partner says, "That's rubbish, I don't agree with that, what you're talking doesn't make sense," it obviously causes you a lot of hurt, right? And that may also be communicated to you as if that person doesn't respect you.
Mm.
So when such kind of arguments happen, you guys should understand what kind of topics create these kind of
Yes.
disagreements.
Say if the spouse is saying that she is very interested in politics, maybe the next person does not like that.
Hmm.
Whenever they talk, they she or she
Yeah,
will
you
say
support one party
one
and the other person says no,
that
that's
is
a crap.
different.
Yeah,
Sometimes sports it happens.
yeah, you
Uh,
support one team and the
one
other
team,
person.
other team. So it's all are like it's all. Maybe we think that it's a very small thing,
Hmm.
but
For somebody it could be really
somebody it
personal,
is
no?
really personal and they get hurt when they come here, and when we work on their energy
Hmm.
and cleanse, there will be a trauma. They will not have any idea, because of this I had a problem. Yes,
Yeah.
because we think that only big problems bring
Hmm.
uncomfortable in
Hmm.
our relationship, but the smallest thing will make a huge impact. Because when we have an idle time, this unpleasant energy will come and it triggers us.
Yeah, especially once you have kids, you will have differences of opinion on everything. Like, I want my kid to go to this school, whereas your partner will say, no, no, I don't believe in that syllabus. Let's go to the other school. So, when you have differences of opinion, you should have a way to figure it out. So, I'll give you an example of how to create this kind of an intellectual boundary. Either you decide that, see, this hurts me. So, whenever we talk about this, please do not tell that I'm stupid or what I'm taking or talking is nonsense, because that word could probably trigger you. You could express your difference of opinion in a better way. That's one way of doing it. Or if certain topics always cause problems, like your political view or something, mutually agree that let us not talk about that topic at all. You know, there are thousands of topics to discuss in a family. Maybe you can exclude those topics and create your boundary around that.
Yes. So see, all these things are energy which is draining our relationship, not being loved. So that's
Hmm.
why I'm saying that all these things, why we are divided into five things, is so that it be in your head and see that this is that in our life or not.
Yeah.
Next is
Finance.
financial boundaries. Jyotsna, I had seen so many women coming to me saying that even the 1 rupee that they are spending, it should be accounted to the spouse. See,
Hmm.
this is a very discomfort. So I tell my clients that see, keep this much money for you for personal. This is for your
Family.
family. So the personal money is both the side. So some I had seen some husband comes here and say that on first my wife will take all the money from me, and she is you to give how much I should spend. This also is not good to do that.
Exactly. Yeah. Different couples have different ways of
ways.
managing their finances. Some people like to keep their accounts separate, some people like to have joint accounts. Whatever be the case, if it's causing problem in your life, then you need to
Then
create some
see.
kind of a financial boundary. I've especially seen cases where the husband probably wants to buy a house, but for
Yes.
the wife, buying the house is her last priority. But because they are in a marriage, she's also forced to pay half of the EMI.
That is if this is very good, Jyotsna. Yeah, you cannot force your partner to pay for what you wanted, because
Yeah.
it's an agreement. Is not that she is not want or he is, does not want that, but you force and making them also to pay.
If it's a common goal, it's okay. But if
Mm.
their goals are different and your financial goals are different, then you need to keep that, mutually separate from each other. So discuss all these things, because these could be like small little things in your life, but they can cause a lot of resentment against each other in the long run.
So that's why they go and share all these five topics which we told, and they go and share with someone else, and that is going to affect us
Yeah.
physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Even the spiritual growth, I say that the basic needs are not done by you both. You cannot elevate your spiritual goals, and you don't have peace, because without peace you cannot understand who you are. Who you are, it's your spiritual journey inside. So that's why this boundaries are very very important to do it.
Exactly. Now let's talk about how do you actually set these boundaries. Now that you've understood the different types of boundaries, we'll show you some simple steps to actually start creating these boundaries in your relationship.
Good. First, you should understand that what is bothering us.
Hmm.
Only for that we should have boundaries. Otherwise you people are able to create boundaries without
Yeah.
that
There's
a lot
sometimes,
of,
certain things after a period of time, it's
you know
understood.
that
You know what
so
works,
many
what doesn't
things
work.
now. See, certain things Johnson does not like, I don't do certain things, I don't like, she does not do that,
It's like
but
a non-verbal, mutually understood thing.
understood
Yeah.
that this is not allowed in our relationship. Maybe because any instant that we see or tell, we talk that I don't like the way that girl spoke or this guy has spoke. So she knows that okay, this is a way we cannot do that. Same way, vice versa. Also, if she says something, I can understand. Okay, this Jyotsna does not like. So we should see that that energy should be taken.
Yeah. But whatever bothers you and you've not addressed it yet, for that is what you're going to create the boundary. So,
Yes.
step one, go deep inside yourself. This doesn't involve your partner, it's only about you.
Yes.
And ask yourself, what are the different things in all these five areas that we spoke about are causing problems for you? Whatever is bothering you, make a note of that first.
Yes. Then you should communicate your boundaries with the partner.
Mm.
Why this boundary is very important? Because everyone will say, "Wow, what boundaries you want? Everywhere boundary. Why you want boundary here?" Because I will say one thing, that only boundaries are saving 99.9% of marriage. Only some
Yeah.
people are very kind, loving, all those things. They know once they do the mistake, they don't repeat. But most of the relationship, I personally feel that we should have boundaries in our marriage so that our relationship can be same.
Yeah.
Otherwise, say first 5 years of marriage you will be very happy and all those things, then children will come and lot of financial pressures will be there. After 10 years we slowly we will
Drift apart.
drift apart, because our boundaries are not strong, and we are not nourishing our relationship, and we are not discussing what is bothering us. Why we are discussing with someone else? That's
Who is
why.
going to have no impact in your life.
But we will go and discuss, and slowly we will take a turn, and the partner will not have any clue what is happening in that.
Yeah. So when you're discussing your boundaries with your partner, make sure you do it with love.
Mhm.
Present it as a request that this is what is bothering me. So it's all about you, right? Don't say that you are rude, you are like this. It's not about
No
them.
demanding.
Yeah.
Everything what
With the
Jyotsna and
request.
I are saying is love, love, and
Mm.
love. Any topic we are talking is this is the base for
Yeah.
our discussion and conversation. So whatever
Mm.
you feel that you people are aligned, then take it.
Yeah. And while you're discussing this with your partner, in most cases this will be an opportunity for your partner also to tell you that, you know
Mm.
what, I also need boundaries in these areas, and they will start talking about what is bothering them. So
Mm.
please be open to that and please respect their boundaries also.
Mm. Then it is like it's not keeping a boundary alone is necessary. You should
Mm.
talk about the consequence if it is not being taken care properly. See, if
Mm.
you see that if you are having a boundary, for example, in a territory, we have boundaries for India, Pakistan. If you cannot go to the Pakistan without uh, clearing the security check, it's like that. Same way,
Otherwise you
if
have to
you
face the consequence.
consequence,
You'll be behind bars.
yeah,
Likewise,
like yeah.
for every boundary that you are discussing with your partner, tell them what is the consequence for not following it.
Mm.
See, for it could be a major consequence also, like the next time you hit me, I'm going to the police. It could be as big as that, or it could be something small, like the next time you tell me that
No meals.
the yeah, like, there is less salt in the food or something, then the next day I'm not going to cook. But what is important is whatever you set as the consequence, you respect that first.
Mm.
Don't think that, oh, this is the first time, and be very
So this is
lenient about
so
it.
see, that's why I'm saying no. Be very very clear to yourself that you don't repeat your mistake. If that is your intention, then these boundaries can be easily hold very powerful. So Jyotsnas, can we see any live questions in
Yeah,
that?
sure, guys. If you have any questions related to boundaries, please make
Ask.
sure you mention them in either in the comments right here, or you can go to humanconnect.in/ask Girish and post your questions there. Because when you post it there, you can anonymously also ask the question and we will still reply. So go
So
ahead and do that. In the meanwhile, let me see if there are any questions from last week. Yes, Girish, you have any final thoughts?
So again, it's whatever the boundaries are creating is for making our relationship better, not to make our relationship bad.
Or
After
complicated.
seeing this thing, whether you are seeing in live or you are going to see afterwards, you are seeing this. So make sure that you see with love and see that it should improve your relationship, not harm your relationship. And one more thing, if it is a red flag, you see that, take action, jump into that energy and see how can you get help from us or
Hmm.
anyone for that matter. Yeah.
Nice. We have some
Yeah.
great questions already,
Okay.
Girish. The first one is share some healthy boundaries in friendship.
So if you are married, see, I also before marriage I had so many friends. We spend a lot of time together and we talk all those things. So after marriage, it is seen that friends should understand that they are newly married. They have want the private space. They
Even
want
if it's
to.
not newly married, it's still
Yes.
important.
Okay. So newly married or extended thing, everything it is that we should understand. So the space in that friendship also, whether it's a male or female, there is should be a decent space, and all the friends should know your spouse, and then only they will understand what is that. Some spouse are very jolly, some people are not like that. So we should respect both the thing, and we see that. See, after 10 o'clock, don't call. See that
Mm.
today I am off, I'm with my wife, so don't want we will discuss tomorrow. So you should communicate. So now see, on Thursdays, most of the my friends does not call on that day unless I call them. So most of the clients know that Thursday I'm off, I don't do anything unless I voluntarily tell that Thursday I will meet you, all the same. Because that day for me, it's spending time with my wife is very important, and going to a movie or lunch or dinner, or we go some places. So
Mm.
all these things happen on Thursdays for us. So like that, you should say what that day is for. And same way, other places also, this is a morning time, this time to this time I will never pick the phone, after that I will call you. So the boundary should be
Yeah. One is this time boundary, like, as to how much time you're willing to spend
yes.
with your friend. The other thing I've noticed is before you are married, you may be having a lot of financial dealings with your friends. Like they will
Yes,
borrow, you will borrow again. But
100%
after you're in a relationship,
you
especially,
should
you should
tell.
draw that boundary with your friend that, see, I can't support you anymore. And if they are a real good friend,
Say
they will
supporting.
understand that.
Okay, supporting also it's fine. We should
Mm.
tell your partner about that, whom you are given money and
Yeah,
all
yeah.
those
As
things.
long as they are fine with it, it's okay.
Yes,
But yeah.
see, everyone does not have financially strong into that. Sometimes ups and downs will be there.
Mm.
Friendship is all about helping each other, but it's only thing that I personally
But that
feel that
has to have a limit, I'm saying.
limit. That's the limit is there, but I'm saying that spouse should know that what whom you are supporting. See, lot of family, the wife will support someone without the husband's knowledge. Husband will support without wife's knowledge. But over a
One day
period,
I actually made Girish to make, this is many years ago, like 10 years ago.
10,
He made a
more
whole
than
list of all the people he has given money to. So yeah, it actually gave me then, that peace of mind that, okay, now he knows where the money has gone.
correct. So
The,
next question, Jyotsna.
yes, let me just open that. The next question is, as soon as I mention these are my boundaries, the other people think that I'm avoiding them. What should I do?
Okay, now I understand. That's what I told. No, when we started itself, all with love, love, love. You should tell them that it's for win-win situation. It's not because whatever they are telling, I'm not comfortable. See, there are before marriage. See, my friends used to come here and they want to discuss something, all those things. They want to go out in the bar and sit and all those things. So I used to say that no, if it is in the bar and other places, I'm sorry, I'm not coming. So I had set the boundaries like that. So see, if I am putting my boundaries and my friends are not understanding, I will say that we don't want a friends like that who cannot understand why we are doing, and now it's like win-win. So they cannot force us to do this or that. I think that that type of friends, it's not going to help you anymore after your marriage.
Yeah. What can I do to make others respect my boundaries?
You should respect your boundaries first.
Hmm.
Say certain things, they will say this, let us chill out, let us go here, let us do that. So certain things which is not aligned
Not
with
just
me,
with friends, even with your
even the
partner.
spouse, which is it's not aligned to me, I will tell my I will tell Jyotsna that no, sorry, I cannot do. If you want, you do. I cannot do all these things. So you should know that, say initially in the marriage, first 1 year, 2 year, we try to impress, we try to project ourselves as a different. That is a main problem, because they see that character for first 1 to 3 years, and then you become the person who you are. Then that is where they feel that no, you are not like this when you are got married or when you are in a relationship. No, why you we were projecting us in the wrong way. See, the day one itself, when I got married, she knows that this thing this guy will not do, and it took me also to understand why she is doing all that thing, vice versa also. So now we have understood each other better, and we have boundaries for each other, so that certain things I will not interfere into her things, certain things she will not come in, so that, but we respect each other's thing. But it took time. It's
Yeah.
not in the day one I accept, oh, Jyotsna was doing. No, even whatever I do, she not able to accept it initially, but now yes,
Yeah.
that comes with love, respect. That's why I told initially, it's self-respect is very, very important to create a boundary first of all.
Yeah. And if you're strict with the consequences, they will respect it even more.
Yes,
Final question. In a relationship, are limits and boundaries the same?
I'm not good.
In a relationship, are
Hmm.
limits and boundaries one and the same? It's just a
Yeah,
different
it's a
word, no?
word, it is there,
But it's the
but
same thing.
same thing. So anything live, it is there. Okay,
Yeah.
communicate.
Communicating consequences as well. Yeah.
Okay, yes, that's what we say, that the consequence should be informed what it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you guys for all the wonderful comments and great questions. We thoroughly enjoyed talking about this topic. I think it's really, really important in a relationship. So let us know what other topics you would like us to discuss in the upcoming weeks of,
Next week, what
yeah,
you
Love
want
Bites
to
Live.
uh, address, we'll see that if so many people ask the same thing, yes, we will love to talk about that with lots of love and respect for you.
Yeah. In the meanwhile, if you or any of your friends wants to have a session with Girish and you feel that that will give you a lot more clarity on where you're getting stuck and what is stopping you from moving to the next level in your life, then head over to humanconnect.in/apply. That will give you a chance to have a clarity session with Girish. All right,
Yes.
then see you next week in yet another session of Love Bites Live.
Love you all. Thank you. Bye bye. Have an awesome day. Bye.
Bye.